Hi, been a little bit. Anxiety has been pretty high. Um, gonna do a short reading today, just a little, it's only a couple paragraphs, like 2 pages. So that's gonna be real quick. I'm gonna try to do a longer one soon, but I just want to regulate myself a little bit. So it's going to be the Light Eaters. We're still in chapter 2 on part 3. Common explanation for our general lack of interest is that plants are slow. Their world exists on a different time scale than ours. It is true that we tend to not see their daily movements, like the way a young cucumber plant may curl and uncurl its tendrils and sway back and forth several times a day. Any words I mess up on or can't pronounce, I'm going to spell or skip just to go over to help my anxiety. I also might speak a little fast or slur my words. I don't talk a lot, typically nonverbal around individuals, so this is just me being a little more verbal for myself. It happens slowly enough that only the most patient among us could possibly notice. Still, slowness is relative. A 40-year-old tree will be much, much taller than a 40-year-old man. A bean plant can grow to the height of a 10-year-old child in less than a month. Kudzu can engulf a car in the space of 2 weeks. I'm gonna spell that out. Kudzu. It seems to me that plant blindness is something deeper, more tied to value systems, which are of course a product of cultural perspective. Indeed, not all cultures have this problem. Virtually all indigenous groups around the world have a more intimate relationship with and recognition of plant life. Many cultures ascribe personhood to plants, humans being just one type of person. Human persons and plant persons are often literally related. The Canela, a group of indigenous peoples in Brazil, include plants in their family structures. Gardeners are parents. Beans and squash are their daughters and sons. And plants have so much to give us. All we have to do is ask. A collection of traditional Anishinaabe. Gonna spell that. Anishinaabe teachings about plants. Mary, I'm gonna pronounce this incorrectly and I apologize. Sisip? Guinness? Maybe? Mary Siisip space Geniusz writes that the primacy of plants is central to the understanding of her Great Lakes area people. Plants are the world's second brothers, created just after the elder brother forces of wind, rocks, rain, snow, and thunder. Plants are dependent on those elder brothers for their life, while supporting all life created after plants. Non-human animals are third brothers, reliant on the elements and on plants. Humanity is the youngest brother, the most recently created of all the beings. Humans alone need all 3 of the other brothers to survive at all. Humans are not the lords of this earth. I'm gonna spell it out. Geniusz writes, "We are the babies of this family of ours. We are the weakest because we are the most dependent." Where Geniusz talks of linkages of dependence and kin, most European thought is fixated on distance and detachment. Perhaps nowhere is this more clearly illustrated than in our corruption of the word vegetable, which is now a crude word for a brain-dead human being. But vegetabilis came from the medieval Latin, meaning something that is growing or flourishing. Vegetar, the verb, meant to animate or enliven. Vigere, Vegere, was the very state of being alive, being active. Clearly, it hasn't always been this way. I think of the theorist Jan Bennett, who is interested in the language we use to talk about the liveliness of non-human things. We are too seriously engaged in the funny business of drawing lines in the sand between subjects and objects, she says. The philosophical project of naming where subjectivity it's okay. Taking a break. Subjectivity begins and ends is too often bound up with fantasies of a human uniqueness, she writes in her book, Vibrant Matter. Or else it relies on a belief in our supposed mastery of nature, or our superiority in the eyes of God, or some other thin claim, making the whole thing rather starry-eyed and materially useless. We can do better than that, I thought. That's all for today. I might redo this. I don't know if I'm gonna post this later. It's okay. Mistakes happen. I need to not put myself down. Just breathe through it. Anxiety happens. On good news, I might do a disability burlesque piece potentially sometime next month, and that is exciting. It's just gonna be like a little lip sync piece to one of my favorite artists. So that could be fun, but also very intimidating. So I'm excited, but also terrified. So this is part of why I'm doing this, is to be perceived, like, on my own terms, I guess. It's perceived, but not too perceived, I guess. That's it. Have a good one.